As this totem pole began its journey from the Lummi tribe, drums were sounded.
You tell a story through film. This tells you a story.
Eu estou aqui no estado de Washington, na costa oeste americana, pertinho da fronteira com o Canadá, para conhecer uma comunidade indígena que já está aqui nesse território, por incrível que pareça, há mais de 12 mil anos. Em julho de 2021, membros dessa tribo, membros dessa comunidade, atalharam um totem de mais de 8 metros de altura e atravessaram todo o país até as redondezas da Casa Branca para exigir mais direitos para comunidades indígenas nos Estados Unidos, para criticar a forma como a gente vem tratando o planeta Terra, para falar sobre mudança climática, para proteger terras sagradas para esse povo. Então, para mim, foi inevitável notar semelhanças entre o que está acontecendo aqui e o que está acontecendo no Brasil. E exatamente por isso eu achei importante eu vir aqui pessoalmente para aprender com alguns dos desafios e alguns dos sucessos dessa comunidade e também entender melhor o passado, o presente e o futuro incerto da comunidade Lummi. Então, finalmente chegamos em Lummi Nation. Você começa a ver esses totens por toda parte. Apesar dos Lummis não serem a maior comunidade indígena do país, eles são com certeza uma das comunidades mais conhecidas e influentes dos Estados Unidos. Isso tem a ver com o valor que eles dão para os símbolos que representam a história deles, tem a ver com a forma como eles sempre conseguiram se organizar e também com as lideranças que sempre foram muito focadas. Poucas pessoas entendem tanto essa equação quanto um cara chamado Joel James. Joel, where were you born?
Born on Lummi Indian Reservation in the state of Washington.
What triggered this passion you have for totems, art, your heritage?
Well, we've always argued that Native art represents the songs and the legends, the myths, and the traditional knowledge. And it's supposed to bring to mind that you have a relationship with the whole world around you. You're not the center of anything. You're just a part of the sacred circle of life. And so when we're carving these symbols and we're creating these poles and we're bringing them out, our goal is to awaken a message and try to create a relationship of understanding. We want you to hear our story and we want you to compare it to your own life.
Historically speaking, indigenous communities in general have been done wrong, have been ignored, have been disrespected. But your community, the Lummis, have been able to become an example of when things can go right, an example of a community that can acquire a seat at the table. How did you guys do this? How did you guys overcome so many challenges?
When Lummi looks at its history, we felt that we've been really injured. They almost destroyed the tribal people. Genocide was basically being implemented by these laws. We're starving. And so a lot of the tribes are so desperate, they incorporated under U.S. law. Lummi said, no, we have our own laws, we have our own government. We know who we are. We have our own sovereignty. We're not incorporating under you. You can see it's beautiful here, you know, and there's a couple hundred islands, and those islands were the property of the Clackamas. They call us Lummis now, but that's where we're from. And most of the laws enacted by the United States have been either laws that attempted to destroy our identity or to take our land. Of course, we have the Christian churches here. A church has done just as much damage as organized government. We have a saying here in the United States that they came with the Bible and we had the land. Now we have the Bible and they have the land. You know, and that's true in the United States, that's true in the Middle America and all throughout South America.
Ao longo dos séculos, a igreja foi responsável pela morte de pelo menos 50 milhões de indígenas no continente americano. No caso da comunidade Lummi, muitos tinham que se refugiar na floresta para continuar a prática dos seus cultos e crenças longe dos olhos da igreja. With the wisdom that you have today, what does it feel like for you when you see wildfires in Turkey, Brazil, America, Australia, when you see icebergs melting, when you see weather patterns all out of whack? Like, what is that like for you when you know what you know at this point?
Well, in our teachings, everything has spirit, everything. Everything around you was a part of the original spiritual creation. And so for us to see the amount of destruction around us, you know, we just recognize that, well, you know, we knew it was inevitable because we had a group of people that came in that were takers. Yep. They lived by the selfish gene. The more I can get for me, the better I am, above and beyond everybody else. So, you know, the question is whether or not we can even save anything for the future generations. And using the totem art to draw people in to hear the story, we're hoping that we're keeping a light lit in the middle of the dark times that we're in.
So you're hopeful?
We're hopeful, but we're also sad.
You know, I just want to say Haishka from the Lummi Nation. You know, this is our 20th year that we brought poles across this country. This is our house of tier carvers. This is our youngest carver right here, Caden. You know, and he's been learning as we go. My brother and I carved this. When we started this, we were asked to carve a pole that we could take to all the sacred sites throughout all Indian country. Because if we can't preserve our sites, then what are we going to have? You know, what have we got left?
I don't know what it's going to take for people to learn water is life. Without water, you are nothing.
This region has been plagued with coal mining, uranium mining, and other resource extraction, and we stand against any development that destroys our lands, our waters, our people, and our culture.
We are building a politically empowered movement that will show not only are we ready with solutions, but we will also show that we are strong because of our traditional cultures and our traditional ways of caring for Mother Earth.
Agora a gente está indo para Cherry Point, que é um lugar super simbólico para a comunidade Lummi. É interessante ver a transformação, né? O que era um século atrás e o que é hoje. Hoje é uma cidade que parece um subúrbio americano. Mas eles ainda têm esse orgulho Lummi muito forte, muito latente, muito presente. Tell me a little bit about Cherry Point, where we are right now. Why was this relevant? Why is it still relevant for you guys?
You start with the whole idea of what's sacred to people. When you look at a place where we lived and your ancestors lived, and that they're buried here, and what they did here is what we're trying to carry on today, you know, it becomes a very sacred responsibility. And the value to this land isn't tied to what's happening here in today's industry. It's tied to a way of life, you know. This is where we come from. And that's kind of a basic tenet of the Lummi people. We understand where we come from. What lies here is us.
How does it feel to know that for hundreds, thousands of years, you guys owned all this land? This was all yours. You didn't have to fight for it, but you're still fighting for your rights today.
Well, first of all, we didn't own the land. You know, I think we were a part of this, which in the Western culture defined ownership, right? We had a responsibility more than anything. There's another value that you can find here if you just come live here and establish some kind of understanding of relationship with all living things other than just people, you know?
Yeah.
This way of living in this world is wrong. The way we treat each other is wrong. You know, the way we treat the land is wrong.
As we progress in time, we can never forget who we are and where we come from. We carry that responsibility as the Lummi community to make sure that we pass it on to the next generation. My grandmother once said that in anything that you do it from your heart and you do it for the people. And we're never going to stop doing that. The real story is here, and whoever's willing and open to learning that, you know, we're willing to share.
Existe um contraste muito claro quando você sai da reserva indígena e entra em Bellingham. Na verdade, a gente está a 5 minutos da reserva indígena, mas a gente está no outro mundo aqui. Agora, o que é interessante é olhar para trás e ver a história de como esses lugares viraram o que eles são hoje. Em 1852, os imigrantes europeus chegaram aqui e roubaram um monte de terra indígena. Depois, no início do século passado, eles tentaram fazer a mesma coisa, mas a comunidade Lummi resistiu. Aqui eu estou no Porto, que foi a maior grande construção de Bellingham, está aqui há 100 anos, e essa cidade virou um destino turístico. São 2 mundos, mas um colado no outro. Apesar de Bellingham e da reserva indígena serem lugares completamente diferentes, eles têm uma coisa em comum. Eles amam frutos do mar. Eu também amo. Hi, how are you? The fish and chip, is it fresh?
Yeah, and it's come to 3 pieces, and it's cod.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just be 21, 22.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Bellingham é uma cidade universitária que atrai gente do país inteiro. Então tem muita gente jovem, tem muito barco, famosa pela comida também. Um peixinho, batatinha frita. Não posso reclamar.
A verdade é que não dá para realmente entender os Lummi sem ir para o mar. Por isso, de Bellingham, eu segui para Ilha San Juan.
Quando a gente fala de Lummi Nation, a gente está falando de mais de 200 ilhas. Algumas bem pequenininhas, mas outras um pouco maiores. É para lá que a gente vai nesse teco-teco. Au! Meu Deus. Acho que eu tenho que entrar aqui. É menor que uma cadeira de praia. All right. I'm in your hands. Essa ilha que a gente vai visitar é considerada sagrada para os Lummi. Eu vou encontrar um membro dessa comunidade que durante muito tempo pescou salmão, disse que ainda pesca de vez em quando. Ele vai me mostrar o barco dele. Essa aqui é a fronteira do Canadá. Então, literalmente, aqui a gente está nos Estados Unidos, ali a gente está em território canadense.
Bem-vindo a San Juan.
Thanks again. Jay? Pedro.
Pedro.
Nice to meet you. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Is that your son, Sequoia?
That is my son, Sequoia.
Nice to meet you.
This is our seafood market here that
Awesome.
Sequoia and I work at.
That's your boat?
This is my boat.
How did you learn how to fish?
In Lummi, it's like walking or breathing. It's just something we do. I was on a boat with my dad when I was probably once I could walk.
Wow.
It's a way of life.
You guys have been here for at least 175, 180 generations. What does it mean for you to be Lummi?
Well, first, I am, there's nothing I'd rather be. I am so proud to be who I am, the family I come from, the history, the rich culture, and the continued rich bond and no divorce from this. Yeah. And holding on to that. Money is not our culture. And, you know, we have one foot in your world, the world we live in now, and we have one foot in our other world. And finding that balance and holding on to that, that's being Lummi. And when we fight to protect sacred sites, that is to be Lummi. But also to be Lummi is, what are the rights of those that were here even before us, that belong more so than you or I?
Yeah.
The orcas, the salmon, everything that was here long before us. What about their rights? What's going on here, Chu? Huh?
How did you guys do this without all this machinery back in the day? Many boats?
We had reef nets. It's incredible what we did 1,000 years ago. We created a false reef.
Amazing.
Our lines were made of cedar, our ropes. Our nets were made of stinger nettle and different plants. Super strong. Yeah.
Eles sempre entenderam de onde o salmão vinha e para onde o salmão estava indo. E basicamente eles botam uma rede grande lá no fundo e deixam eles virem. No meio do caminho, eles acabam pegando esses peixes na rede, vão afunilando o topo da rede e trazem os peixes para a superfície. Essa técnica que eles usam para pegar o salmão vem dos ancestrais deles.
One more lively one, don't kill it.
They're all alive.
Okay.
I'm not trying to kill them, I'm trying to grab them with the hook, huh?
Perfect.
Come on, guys.
He wins.
Thank you. That's awesome. You know, Lummis have ceremonies dedicated to salmon. There's a really tight relationship with this one species. What's the symbolism behind salmon when it comes to your culture? Why is it so important?
For people today, salmon is something you put on a plate, consume at a barbecue or at a dinner. For us, it's preservation, and it's something we did as a community, but also with the orcas. Salmon is culture, and culture is salmon.
Something that's part of you as much as you're part of it.
And something worth dying for. When one culture is development and money, and another culture is a way of life, connection. Let's think 3 generations down the road, and how is this going to benefit them, or is it only going to benefit, destruct, desecrate? I think I'm just a fisherman. It's just, but simple philosophies that our grandmothers shared with us, that everything has a spirit. This right here, that's alive. If it's alive, then shame on us. But it's not too late. Everything is alive. Somewhere down the line, we're all indigenous.
I love that. One way or another, we're all indigenous.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming through. This guy's alive. Nice catch. Yep.
As fresh as it gets.
Fresh as it gets. Breakfast.
You're kidding. Oh my God. That's amazing. Thank you.
Welcome.
What a treat. Será que eu roubo mais camarão? Não vou perder o seu tempo tentando explicar o quão delicioso é isso. Acredita em mim.
You want to come with or you want to stay? You want to go for a ride? Let's go then. Come on. Come on, shoot. Jump.
Não podia deixar o cachorro.
Come here, buddy.
Nice. If you could describe, the Lummi essence in one or a few words, what would that be?
The salmon people. The people of the sea.
It's almost as if they didn't exist. Pera.
How is it? Hard?
Delicious.
Is it really?
It is. Sweet.
I want one.
All right. I see totem poles all over the region. How important is this symbolism for you guys?
You tell story through film. This tells you a story.
É assim que eles contam a história deles. Cristalizam, respeitam, atribuem dignidade, não só aos antepassados, presente, passado e futuro. É lindo.
Estar aqui nesse lugar tão importante para os Lummi me faz refletir sobre a realidade dos indígenas no Brasil e também sobre as suas terras sagradas. Poucas pessoas representam a interseção entre indígenas americanos e brasileiros com tanta propriedade quanto a Marilene, uma mulher nascida na comunidade Macuxi, no norte do Brasil, que foi adotada por membros da tribo Lummi quando ainda era adolescente. Eu vim conversar com ela e também com a Xenoa, uma das líderes da comunidade.
What was it like growing up in your community, and what community was that?
I was born and raised in Boa Vista, Roraima, and I lived on the Raposa Serra do Sol. I was heavily involved in activism.
Yeah.
My family, they have been dedicated to the causes of the indigenous people of Brazil for a very long time. So at the 92 Earth Summit, my uncle Gilberto Macuxi asked the international indigenous community for support. We were fighting for the demarcation of our land at that time. And the only people who responded were Jewel James and Shinoe Igawa.
Wow.
During that visit that my Uncle Gilberto made to Lummi, he mentioned me and said to them that it was highly unlikely that I would be able to get educated in Brazil if I stayed there. And that's where my story started, in connection with the Lummi.
What was that moment like when you moved up here? Was there a culture shock?
I arrived here in '94 in the thick of winter. Had never seen snow before, did not speak a word of English, and I was shocked. But I was received at the airport by Jewel James, whom I refer to as Dad now, and the late Darby James, and they had a blanket for me. And they wrapped me with this blanket, and they received me with great kindness.
That's beautiful.
And great love.
It seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the Lummi are in a way an example of resilience, of pride. Where does that power that you guys have come from?
It comes from remembering our creation stories from the beginning of time. We have stories that talk about how this earth was created, and through the oral tradition we remember that there's all the experiences of generations and generations and generations over thousands of years, wisdom that has been acquired by our ancestors by living in this place and understanding the nature and the spiritual elements of the water, the forests, the mountains, the plants, the medicines, the fish, the salmon, the orcas, everything about it. It's an interconnected, interdependent world we live in with the nature, with this Mother Earth, with the Father Sky. And so there's a responsibility. We have a sacred responsibility to hold this life in balance for our children, for our grandchildren. I feel like what's going on around the world and in the Amazon is we really need to unite. We need to stand up for each other, you know, and the COVID, I was thinking about that. The lungs of the earth, the Amazon, and now we're being attacked in the lungs. And there's something there.
Parallel.
It's a parallel because we are a microcosm of the macrocosm. And we're killing ourselves. That's our lungs, all of us. But it's not just our lungs, it's a living being. It's a living spirit that with power and beauty and generosity and medicine and healing and diversity. It's...
And how selfish to not care about future generations.
We cannot protect the Amazon if we do not listen to the indigenous people who hear her cry first.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
We have to listen to indigenous people and follow their advice.
Yeah.
At this time that indigenous peoples should be a part of all of the policies and the educational systems and reminding humanity that we are interconnected.
Some people, including the president of Brazil, claim that whatever happens in the Amazon is nobody else's business. It's a shallow argument that basically says, Germany, France, America, you've already destroyed your forests. Who are you to point a finger at us?
It's not a real argument. It's not based in anything intelligent.
Yeah.
It's not a real reason to just strip the resources. And when you're stripping those resources, he's also not acknowledging that we need this for survival. The people who are leading this world, who are in positions of power, are not caring about life. They're just bullies, and they're oppressors, and they're destroying a lot through just a profit for a few.
Recently, a research came out saying that by far the most protected, the most well-kept, the most pristine forests within the Amazon were indigenous reserves. So it's clear that, in a way, indigenous people are the guardians of the Amazon, the guardians of rainforests around the world. How do we protect them? What can people like me and others do to join that fight effectively?
You know, I think that getting the stories out, this is the time where the technology is of advantage. A lot of things can't be hidden in the ways that they were before. Yes. Raise the awareness, raise the consciousness.
Indigenous people's voices have to be raised so that we can understand how to save this world. Yeah. We want the goodness of all because we respect all life. The fight continues for a more equitable world, and we are in this fight until the end. We're here, and we're here to stay. The colonizer tried to get rid of us, but here we are.
Lucky us. Thank you so much. No, this is delicious and healthy.
Yeah. We don't look at healthy, we just, because it makes you feel good, feel part of this earth here, Mother Earth. That's the best part right here.
Nice. And you share your fish with the eagles?
Oh, the backbones and, the scraps go to the eagles.
It's interesting because nature and, well, animals are your peers as well.
Yeah.
Let me help you.
You ready to eat?
Yes, we are you? Yes. Should I start?
Yeah. Boss people around.
And then sitting down.
Wow, Terry. It's delicious. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Essa ideia de que todos nós, de alguma maneira, viemos de uma comunidade indígena, em algum momento na nossa história, faz com que a gente segregue menos e que a gente se sinta mais próximo das dores, das perdas e também das conquistas dos indígenas.
The beauty of the tribal people and the tribes is that you're not alone.
Everybody's coming together now, and that's the beauty. It's our diversity that is our wealth, just as it's the diversity in the natural world that is the wealth, and that we cannot, as human beings, do anything better than nature can do it.
This culture should be built on possessions and accumulation of wealth for their own good,
Whether it's the Bible, whether it's we believe in the stars, the moon, whatever someone's faith is, where does it instruct you to put profits over people?
We are indeed connected, and we are our brother's keeper. And we have the responsibility to give voice to indigenous people.
Eu acho que eles merecem mais respeito, acho que eles merecem mais dignidade, e estar aqui nessa comunidade agora abriu meus olhos para essa valorização desses povos. E acho que eu saio daqui muito mais inspirado do que eu cheguei.
I feel like some people expect you to, oh, you're indigenous, so you shouldn't have a cell phone. You shouldn't drive a car.
I want to say something about that.
Please do.
An indigenous person can be modern and use a cell phone and use a computer and be highly interested in technology and still be firmly attached and in love with their identity and be 100% indigenous. I think we need to stop thinking that we need to separate the two.